Hey, it's your favorite realtor, Ruth Marquise Haynes. And today I want to talk to you about the fixer upper versus ready to move in. Oh, bless your little hearts. He'll be like, Ruth, I don't care. I can fix up the house. I can make it look better. It's okay. I don't have to have a perfect house. It'll be great. And like theory, it's a good idea to find a fixer-upper, for the cheaper price and things like that. But sometimes it just does not work out that way. So I know you've been watching HGTV, right? Somebody said something that made so much sense. They said, life is never like the way you see it on TV. Like, they're not going in, breaking into walls when they're doing home inspections. That's not real. Like, when you watching Grey's Anatomy and they think they're just slicing everybody and just having, doing things in little rooms all the time. Like, that stuff is not real. Like, it happens, but how often does it happen and how extreme is it? So you think you know about law because you watch TV, but you don't really know how it goes. That's the same thing with buying a house. You swear it's going to go one way, but it goes another way. So, now, if you want to buy a fixer-upper, right, you have to ask yourself, how much work am I willing to do? Oh, yes, there are some fixer-uppers that will make you say, scratch your head, but like, I don't think I could do all that. You were talking about moving into somewhere and maybe refinishing the floors, maybe throw a couple of new windows in, get a new countertop and things like that. And when you say fixer upper, there's some real fixer uppers out there. Like, everything needs to be done over, like everything, right? And so when you started with the fixer upper, right? All right, I think what you mean is like lived in. That's my term I throw in there, like lived in, right? People, like, it's a great neighborhood. People have lived in the house. Hey, how you doing, Madoshi? All right, so they lived in the house and they really didn't do much to it, or whatever they did is outdated. That's the kind of house you're looking for. So there's something, this is a fixer-upper where it's like, demolish this, please. Because a lot of them are like that. And then here's a ready to move in. Now the ready to move in one is like, it's renovated. So really, everybody starts out saying they want to fix her upper, and they ended up getting a renovated property. Here's the problem. With the renovated property, you're putting in offer after offer after offer, and you have to, you're like, yeah, but I want to give a 5,000, cheap. If I can save money right now, that's not a good move, because everybody else is going to be putting an offer in and they don't come back and ask you, hey, would you like to up the offer? Sometimes they just say, nope, you don't get it. And now you had your heart set out on that house. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, let me see some likes. You had your heart set out on the house and then it's gone. You didn't even get to see it. Sometimes it's like, oh, that jump's gone. It jumped on the market. It jumped off the market. It's gone. That's how hot it is right now. So what you need to do is find a neighborhood that you love and focus on focus on which things that you really like about that neighborhood. If you like the size, first of all, if you love the size and you love the neighborhood, like, buy the house. Like, okay, I'm about to say, I don't care what it look like, but if it's a couple things that need to be fixed, you don't have to fix everything going in. You can just do the kitchen this year. You can do the bathrooms over next year. You don't have to fix everything. You just got to get into the neighborhoods that you want to get into. And at the price point, like, yeah, I'm sorry, but your pre-approval is just never enough money. And it's going to come off as Ruth wants to sell me a house that's more money. No, first of all, I stay with your mortgage payment. If you want to stay at this mortgage payment, like, it's nice to stay at that mortgage payment, right? But get for your money. So what you need to do is not worry about price right now. I promise you, $5,000, $10,000, that's only going to be a difference in your mortgage, about $10 a month for the next 30 years. You're splitting that $10,000 up in 360 payments. Like, that's not going to be anything. So what you need to do is focus on what you want. You're going to be at this house for 5 to 10 years. Who knows? So it's your starter home. Like, it's your first time buying a home. If you have the money to go buy a mansion your first time around, good for you. If you have the money to go buy a brand new house, good for you. But if you're like everybody else and like, listen, I'm not trying to just live like just in a house and not have a life. Like I need for it to fit in my budget. You're going to have to buy a house that's a little older and do some renovations to it. It's nothing wrong with it. You got to fix it the way you want to anyway. So why not find a house that just needs minimum amount of work done and move into it? But don't like look for brand new stuff if you're not willing, number one, if you're not willing to bid the highest, first of all. But some people, they just wait for people to renovate properties. Like, but you do know you can do it yourself, right? You do know. All they did was the bathroom. All they did was the kitchen. And you can do it yourself the way you want. The way it is, you're accepting it. See, what happens is when you're going for a renovated property, and look, I'll be the first one. We'll get you all the renovated properties you want to. Number one, it's not that many. And then when you go into that property, they're always smaller than what you want and always in the neighborhood that you don't want to be in. So now that leaves like the desirable neighborhoods, like, you just be like, I don't know. Listen, if you find a neighborhood that you like, just move in. Like, move your stuff in. You honestly, once you strip all the stuff out, because a lot of them like junky houses. I don't know why people show houses and it's junky, because you got to understand from the realtor point of view. I can't come in your house. I'm a seller's agent and be like, your house is junky. It's a mess. It's trashy. Like, they be like, oh my God, look at this wonderful thing that I made and a wonderful statue. Now give me $1 million for this raggedy thing. Most of the time it's not up to par, and when it's up to par, they want top dollar. So if you want to get in there for a good amount, right? If you want to get in there, it's like you're trying to get a steal. Like I always get surprised by my buyers who I'm like, yeah, you like that renovated property, right? Yeah, that's the one you like, huh? They're like, no, Ruth, I want the one where it's like everything is exactly like I'm in the spot I want to be in. My kids are going to the right schools, and the house is not too fancy, but everything is clean. Like, some people just go in and they paint the whole house. They clean out the floors. The kitchen might be a little older, but guess what? People are okay with that. I love when buyers do that because that's smart. You can go in, you can change the doors, you can paint your cabinets, you can do a lot of different stuff. Like, nobody's going in like, I think your kitchen is an 8, girl. It's a 6. No, you got a 4. Nobody's doing that. You live there. So get the house that you want with the space you want and the area that you want. And sometimes you cannot even really decide on the space. You just got to be like, okay, this area has this amount of space and that amount of space, and I'm trying to get to the top. Like, these are my options. Like, you cannot invent what you want and then you think it's out there and then I have it for you. It's whatever's on the market. That's what you have. So that's my advice. Get a house that is not fixer-upper, because when I say fixer-upper, I mean you redoing pipes, redoing electrical, you're redoing a lot of stuff. I'm not saying do that for the house. I'm saying get the best house you can with the least amount of safety issues as possible and move into that house and fix it as you go, and you will see, like, if you get it for a lower price, now you got some equity. Brand new, renovated, you are paying so much more money. So much more. Whatever you want, I will give you. But if you want to pay so much more money, go with the renovated properties. But I promise you, in the hot areas, it's not a lot of them. It's not a lot, and you will be paying way more. I'm talking $20,000, $30,000, way more money than if you would have got a lived-in house, right? They live there. It's good enough for them. It's good enough for you. You make it a lot prettier as you go. And when you get your little income tax and your big bonus checks, you fix it up the way you want it to be fixed out with the right materials. You don't have to be at the mercy of the person that thought, oh, I want to do this with this and that and that. No, you get to design your own home. So if you want a 5-minute consultation, link is in the description. I don't know where you're seeing this. If it's on Facebook, it's in the description. If it's on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most of all, make sure you share this video. Thank you. Put it on your timeline. Put it wherever you can. Thank you for sharing. Bye. See you tomorrow.